for watching Derry Community Television. I'm your host, Kate Jenness, and joining me today are Miss Manchester, Mariah Larocque, and Miss Greater Derry, Stephanie Iacuzio, who are both competing in the 2016 Miss New Hampshire pageant later this month. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
I know, I'm so excited. Thank you.
How long have you been competing in pageants?
This is my third year competing and my second year going to states.
How about you?
I've been competing for about 6 years now, and this will be my 4th year going to states.
And what do you do when you're not competing?
Right now I attend the University of Southern Maine for musical theater, and I work when I'm not at school.
What do you do for work?
I'm a waitress at the Red Arrow Diner.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
What about you?
I currently work for the Derry School District, and when I'm not at work, I'm helping out with one of the local dance studios as a substitute teacher there, and at the local karate studio where I take classes.
Very nice. And what made you decide to get involved in pageants?
I was in, I believe, my junior year of high school, and a friend of mine was already competing in the Miss New Hampshire program, and one of the locals needed another girl, and she reached out to me, and ever since then I've been hooked on doing pageants.
Fun. What about you?
Actually, the current Miss New Hampshire, Holly Blanchard, and I grew up dancing together, so she was really involved in the team program growing up, and she kind of like slowly was convincing me because I was very shy and not really confident in myself, and she was like, you know, this program, it helps so much, you should really give it a try, you can get scholarship for college.
Right.
So I tried. Miss Derry was actually my first pageant ever, 6 years ago, so once I did it, I absolutely loved it, and I just stuck with it.
And when were you crowned Miss Manchester?
August 8th.
And what about you, Stephanie?
I was crowned back in early June of this year, so.
What have your experiences been like since you've won the titles?
I've had a great time. This has been one of my favorite years. I've had so much fun, and I've been able to do a lot of community service. And this year I've actually done 500 hours of community service, which is really great. Yeah, I really love getting involved, and so that's been a couple of the highlights so far.
That's awesome.
And what has your experience been like?
It's been absolutely wonderful. I'm so happy to finally be able to represent my hometown. So it's been great because I get to do so much more volunteer service for the town, but I actually, know the kids, I know the parents. So it's really fun giving back to the community in kind of a new setting. So it's just been a blast.
Have you been asked to participate in any events that were fun or any opportunities like that?
I've done so much. It's been such a busy year. I'm trying to think of specific events. Yes, Chris Blevins had a fundraiser for families in transition, and I was asked to participate. It was a fashion show fundraiser.
Oh,
and
awesome.
They were actually able to raise $90,000.
Wow.
Which was a great thing to be a part of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything stick out for you, Stephanie?
I think my favorite events that I've done this year were back-to-back. It was the emceeing Derry's Got Talent, and then the next day emceeing and performing at Derry Fest.
Oh, awesome. So let's talk about Miss New Hampshire. When and where is the pageant taking place this year?
The pageant will be taking place right here in Derry at Pinkerton Academy at the Stockbridge Theater on the 28th, 29th, and 30th of this month.
And how many girls are competing?
There are 28 of us all together, so it's really exciting for us to get to know each other as the months get closer and closer and the weeks count down.
Mm-hmm. And what components are you judged on for Miss New Hampshire?
There is talent, evening wear, on-stage question, there's a private interview, and there's also the swimsuit portion.
So which one is most intimidating for you?
I would have to say on-stage question, just because you have no idea what you're going to be asked, and you have to be very articulate and precise and short in front of a lot of people, and it can be very intimidating.
What types of questions do they ask you? Do you have any idea? Is there any way to prepare?
Some years they'll let you know, oh, it will be on your platform, or oh, it will be on just your fun facts on your resume. Other years it'll be current events in which you just have to be really
Okay, so really staying on top of everything that's happening is
I'd say
really important.
Keeping up with the current events and just knowing your platform and knowing what you're actually telling people about yourself.
How long do you need to prepare for a pageant? What goes into the preparation?
I wouldn't really say off the top of my head that there's necessarily a specific time that you need. I think it's really individual for each girl. I know for me, I'm constantly dancing, so when it comes to talent, I'm very comfortable, I'm very calm and confident in it. And when it comes to interviews where I need to like take my time and really study and figure out what's going on in the world, what's going on in New Hampshire, so that for me takes like the longest amount of time.
Mm-hmm. What are the guidelines for the contestants competing in Miss New Hampshire? What do you have to accomplish in order to compete?
They're really, one of the great things about being a part of the Miss New Hampshire program is you don't have to have any skills, or, well, you don't have to have already competed.
Okay.
So there aren't any like qualifications. Really, you can, as long as you register or sign up or get in touch with a local director when they're holding a pageant, you sign a contract and you raise $100 for your Children's Miracle Network.
Yep.
And then you compete and you can choose a talent. If you have anything, you can, and if you don't, there's tons of things you can do. You can sing, or you can do poetry, or I'm trying to think, some
speed
people
painting.
do,
It's so cool.
Painting. It really ranges, so.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And what are the age ranges for the contestants?
Sure, we are either 17 years old and a senior in high school, or we are anywhere between that and 24 years old.
What types of opportunities are available for the winner of Miss New Hampshire?
There's so many opportunities between volunteering and just meeting new people who have connections, being able to talk about your platform at the state level, and then representing New Hampshire at Miss America. That's such a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
Of course. And is there a scholarship that you can win, or is that?
There is,
Yes.
yep. So just for competing, each of the 28 of us go home with a scholarship.
Wow.
I don't know the amount off the top of my head, though.
I believe it's $1,000 per contestant.
Excellent.
Yep. So, and it sort of works as the higher you end up placing, the more scholarship you go end up winning for the overall event. So Miss New Hampshire does walk away with a very generous scholarship donation that she can use to help pay bills or pay for classes.
This year is actually the 70th anniversary, so it's a huge year for Miss New Hampshire, and what the program is doing is trying to give away $70,000 worth of scholarships this year.
Yeah.
So to celebrate this huge event, because it really is a milestone. It's really
incredible.
exciting.
Absolutely. Are they doing anything else special to celebrate the 70th
I know
year?
that Sam Haskell, the CEO of Miss America, will be attending.
Yep, so that's really exciting. All of us girls are just like, whoa, we're meeting the CEO of Miss America.
So let's talk a little bit about your platforms. Mariah, what is your platform for Miss New Hampshire?
My platform is substance abuse awareness.
Okay, and what are you doing with that? What do you hope to contribute if you win?
Really, right now, bringing awareness and raising funds to be able to donate to local rehab facilities or any type of facility that needs to stay open in order to provide ongoing care for people who are in need of it. Right now, I'm trying to work with, she's a very busy woman, Chris Blevins, and she just opened Amber's Place. They just had the grand opening on April 1st, which I was lucky to be able to attend, and it was great.
What is Amber's Place?
Amber's Place is a short-term rehab facility for people who are in critical need of help and need support right away. It's been open before the grand opening. They had kind of like a pilot session where nobody knew that they were open, and they were able to help 25 people, but since then it's grown. And it's been about 2 months, and I believe that the numbers have gone from 24 to upwards of 50, and it's places like those that are really important to be open continuously, and we need a lot of them to be able to help the people that are in need, because right now we're struggling against an epidemic.
Absolutely, that's very important, especially in New Hampshire right now. So is there a website where people can get more information about what you're doing?
So the website is amberplacenh.org, and they are in need of donations, so I just thought I would share that as well.
Stephanie, what is your platform?
Sure. Mine is called Be Aware, Be Prepared, Self-Defense Education. So I work to raise awareness and give more availability to everybody, kids to adults, just different ways that they can keep safe and have things in mind in case the situation ever arises, or to give them resources that they can look into if they have questions or they just want to be prepared. I've worked a lot with Plymouth State University the past couple years because that's where I attended school. And I work a lot with Tim Barshard's Professional Martial Arts Academy, doing free women's self-defense seminars and just really volunteering there and helping out with classes when I can.
Why did you select your platform?
I selected my platform because it's close to my heart and it's impacting my state greatly. I've had some friends and family members struggle with addiction, and I've lost some people in my life from it. And because we're in such a state of emergency, I think that using my voice and doing all that I can to help is how I'm going to make a difference, and that's why. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I selected mine. It actually started when I was a junior in high school. My sister Nicole was going away to college for the first time. She happened to get a really generous scholarship all the way down in Alabama. And we don't know anybody in Alabama in my family.
Right.
So I was really nervous about, what am I going to do if like she needs something or something happens? Like we're all the way in New Hampshire, in Alabama. It's not like a 2-minute drive. So I got together with her friends and Tim Barshard's Professional Martial Arts Academy, and we set up this free self-defense seminar. And after that, I kept going with it, and I really loved what I was doing and getting to meet new girls and new people in the neighborhood. And then when I got to Plymouth State University at college, sometimes college can be a scary place. And
Absolutely.
I was an RA, so I dealt with a lot of situations that most people don't necessarily think of off the top of their head. So I set up these seminars for students to meet with the school's university police department and Voices Against Violence and a bunch of other places that they could go to for questions or if they needed help.
Well, they're both such different but equally important issues, so I think it's great that you're both bringing awareness to both. It's
Thank
great.
you.
What would it mean to you to be the 70th Miss New Hampshire?
It'd be absolutely incredible. It'd be a complete honor to be the 70th Miss New Hampshire. I'd be so excited just to be able to give back to my state and really work with my platform and the Children's Miracle Network hospitals and helping to promote the other girls that I compete with and am friends with, and getting their voices heard too.
Absolutely.
I'd have to agree.
So while I have you here, I have to ask for the viewers, do you have any tips or beauty tips or advice that you've learned over your years of doing pageants? Does anything come to mind?
For me, I guess one little quick tip, if you don't have a real sock bun, you can actually use just a regular sock. And yeah, you can take a sock and you can cut the toe part off and roll it up and stick your head in a ponytail and scrunch it right up. I've done it many times.
I do it all the time.
I'm going to have to check out some YouTube tutorials about that. That's very, very handy. And what about you, Stephanie? Anything come to mind?
I was actually going to say I look up YouTube videos on how to do certain makeup tricks because I am not the most skilled person all the time when it comes to doing makeup, so I learn through YouTube, and there's so much out there that sometimes I get a little confused what I'm looking for in the end because I get distracted by all the other things going on.
Can learn a lot from YouTube. So let's run through the Miss New Hampshire information one more time. What is the website where people can find more information?
So there's the Miss New Hampshire website, which is www.missnh.org.
We also have a Facebook page, which is the Miss New Hampshire Scholarship Program, Inc. So you can find us there. I think there's also a Twitter, which is Miss NH.
People can find it
Yep.
by searching on Twitter, I'm
Just
sure.
looking on Twitter.
There's a link to, I believe, the president of the Miss New Hampshire program just posted a link to be able to buy tickets through your phone. So if you go online at our Facebook page, I believe you can
Keep it nice
purchase
and
tickets.
convenient. Okay, and let's go over the date and time one more time as well. So just remind the viewers. So it's April
28th, 29th, and 30th.
Yes, and it's at Pinkerton Academy, Stockbridge Theater.
Great. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today. I wish you the best of luck in competition. And yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching Channel 23. Stay tuned for more locally produced programming.